Hey traders, this is Ezekiel Diligence from pitmountain.com. I'm here today with a daily Apex trading review video. So just really want to quickly analyze the trades from yesterday, do a little bit of analysis, and then we'll jump into what's happening today. I had the charts a little later than I'm sure you'd like me to be, or maybe even I'd like to be, but yeah, I'm just thankful for what feels to be the full recovery from what I've been going through of late. Okay, so just looking at yesterday's trade, this is the pattern I identified yesterday on the charts for you guys. So we saw this, and I said this was a course for entry here. Identified this as our course for entry. Quite a clean pattern. We got a breakout, and then price was basically meandering along this line. We saw it hanging about for a little while, but what did we get? We got the beautiful move that we were looking for. So as you can see, let me try and zoom in for you. We had this reasonable pattern here. It was good. Measure up. So I think we had aggressive traders here. First and second targets hit very, very quickly. We weren't looking for the aggressive move. We were looking for that conservative move, and we got that essentially with this. So essentially what we had was our breakout. Price did actually give us our calls for entry, then determined to pull back right back into the what at the time was our dynamic support line, ascending dynamic support, and very subtle ascent, and then price determined to break down through our level of entry. So really, really nice trade for us. Aggressive traders were up on that well before we were. Our stop was about 15, as you can see from the measurements here. Yeah, just around about 15. And as you can see, 15 pips was hit fairly quickly. Those looking for extended targets of 30, so a 2-to-1, were able to capitalize on that fairly nicely as well by about lunchtime. So that was a nice trade. Hit me up if you were able to get on that. Superb opportunity there. Looking at euro yen, so this was a euro yen pattern we identified. Again, we had a CFE, excuse me, CFE here. Calls for entry was there. It was nice. It was clear. Looking for our stop, so evidently identified that in this zone here. Just do a quick measurement for you guys. So we're about 16 for that, 16 on there. But unfortunately on this one, price never actually determined to push up and tag us into the trade. So as you can see, we identified this. It was fairly early in the morning at this time. What we did get is, I think if you've seen yesterday's video, you remember what I did actually identify. Before calling out the, before actually identifying our calls for entry, significant bar pattern, what I actually identified was this. And if you remember this, I was saying to you there's some consolidation. And what we actually found was this dynamic level here, this ascending resistance, was ultimately doing just that. It was acting as a fairly significant resistance level on our time frame. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bars on that line at that level. I think at the time I identified it was maybe 5 or 6 of those bars. But price continued just to remain lodged around this area. And then what we had price really just drop off. So we had price here, then price dropped off, and then we determined to get, and then price determined to print for us. If I can just quickly identify this for you. So what we got next was this. So you ellipses. All right. So what we got was this. So we had price up here, pushed away, pulled back in. So essentially what we've got is, and we're at the apex angle. I don't know if you're able to notice that. Right at the apex angle, we've got this point here, this point here. Price pushed away, came back up, and I guess this is the overnight session here, and ultimately what we got again was this. So we've got what some might classify as a triple top or double top. Essentially we had price, so this is more of a clear pivot, a clear ping. This is more of a clear pivot, a clear ping. There is a degree of consolidation in here, as you can see this here, and in this region the same thing. But what we had is price tagging this level, and it was really identifying itself as a strong point of resistance on our time frame. So 1, 2, 3 here, and each time price tag got up into that zone, determined to push away. So obviously at this time here, those of you watching this, trading later in the day, trading towards the Asian session, looking for a little bit more action in the day, notice that at the apex angle we were getting price dropping off fairly neatly for what were fairly significant moves. So that was that. So unfortunately, we didn't get an execution on that. By the time price determined to move any further on that, I'm away from the charts and I'm out for the day. So that was euro yen, and lastly euro dollar. So identify euro dollar here for you guys, and we were looking for a break below this zone here. Stops were going up in this area. Right here. Stops were here. So I'm measuring that up for you, so you can see nice and clear. And we had what? Just now that's almost a perfect position for us. We had price right there at about 12 pips for us for a stop loss. Ideal for us is 10. Obviously, we're moving towards the end of the year now, so we are getting different frequency and volume in the market space. So price tag down here, and next, I think we were here. So by about this bar here, our trade is executed, and unfortunately for us on this occasion, this turned out to be a losing trade for us. So we weren't actually able to see the real follow through that we needed to see. Again, the aggressive trader looking for that immediate breakout. So we've got about 8, so probably about 6 or 7 pips there, and he's going to have to be really quick off the mark to capitalize on that. But outside of that, that could have been a losing. It looks to be a losing trade for our aggressive. Those of our aggressive traders as well. So yeah, that was yesterday's trades. It was a fairly reasonable day, fairly reasonable trade. And I'm just going to quickly look at the overnight changeover for you really quickly before I look at today's trades, much of which have already unraveled. So, okay, changeover. What are we seeing here? So, essentially, you can see this. We had a really nice ascending move towards the latter part of yesterday's trading day. Price moving up fairly steadily. We've got this dynamic ascending level of support there. So yeah, we've got a few pings off that zone right up there into the apex point, and then yeah, a little bit more of an acute pattern here. We've got some nice wick bounces right there, and essentially this is what we identified. So what did we have? Next bar, we had a breakout, and essentially it was a false breakout for us. Price broke out to the downside, but what we do notice is right here at the point of apex where our trend lines meet, we do see that price determined to push back up and then give us a move higher. Price did pull back, probably tagging out some of the stops there for those people looking at this level here, and then prices continue to move higher today. So not a bad move there. Let me clear up the chart quickly. Great, chart's clean. So looking at the hourly, zoom out for you a little bit. So what are we seeing here? So looking at the changeover bar, it appears to be actually one of our SIG bars as well, which is great. And then we've got price showing that level of respect right there. Just really trying to use that bar for as our key pivot point. Okay. Yeah. Looks clean right there. So we had this kind of formation here, and what did we see? So off the changeover bar, we did get price moving up a little higher as the morning began to unravel. Price then determined to push down, push lower, down below the apex to the lower end of our pattern, and then from there finding a bottom around about this area. We've got price pushing up higher. So really need to zoom in, have a look at what's going on there on the low time frames, and see if there's calls for entry with respect to your trade plan. And see if there's really any opportunity for you to get involved on a trade there. So that's the changeover on euro yen, and just going to quickly jump forward here on euro dollar. Okay, again, let's hit the right time window. Nice. Okay, so looking at the changeover, you can see it right here, and again, this is based on my time frame, guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to get this done. All right, cool. And then looking at the downside, you can see we've got, I think, a good ping or two right there into the zone. All right, cool. So that's where we are. Price meandered. So we had, it's not really clear. Let me just adjust this and zoom in for you. Nice. Okay. So yeah, this is the formation that we had. So we had two pings on the downside, and we had a clear respect there on the up. Few bars respecting that zone. So we had price essentially finding a bit of a support. If we actually follow this line, if I was to extend this line here, you can see that we do get a false break. So price does essentially break the bottom of that trend line. But if I extend it even further, you can see that. Oops, yowzers. So I leave this here, just to maintain the integrity of our pattern. What you can actually see here is this trend line is being respected. So you've got a bounce here, price pushes away, bounces here, price pushes away, bounces here, and then we get this nice move up. Nice bar there, giving us some evidence that something may be happening there. So that trend line is still bearing true, but right here and now we did get a break, false break to the downside after the changeover, and then prices continue to move on up. So that is the overnight changeover, and I'm just going to quickly jump forward to this morning and have a look at what was on the table today. So time now is 9:26. So you guys know I'm at the charts fairly earlier than this time. Okay, so let's see what we've got for now. Looking at this morning's positions. So I just want to tidy this chart up just a tad bit more. Hold on to these. I want to get rid of these. Great. Okay. That's good. Indeed, that's good. All right, cool. So, based on my trade plan, what do I see? What have I seen? So we've already had a breakout here. So from my perspective, there was a false breakout. There was a false breakout in this zone here. So we had price breaking down, and we already know this in hindsight. Price breaking down to the downside, and then after that, we see price pushing back up right into that zone of the apex, and then moving higher. So, or just pre the apex, I should say, and then price moving higher. And we've had this very, very strong move up, jumping down to the 15 to see if there was any opportunity for us to get in, and definitely not. So, in fact, so those of you that know the way I approach this pattern would know that right here, according to the rules of my trade plan, so I'd be looking at a 15 pip stop loss, and I'd be, let's go see if I can measure that in. Yeah, so this would have been a losing trade for me. I can see it really being, that would have been quite tight, to be honest with you. And for me to say to you, yeah, I would have got that trade, I would have had to have lightning speed execution on that. But it looks as though that would have been losing trade. It's very tight. Those of you probably looking for a little bit of a smaller target than a 1-to-1, looking for our ideal, which would have been a 10 pip stop and a 10 pip target, would have hit that very, very nicely. Unfortunately, that would have been a negative risk reward ratio on this particular trade. So we would have been risking more than we would have been able to acquire. So unfortunately, that looks like it would have been a losing trade. If I was involved in that this morning. Okay, so where are we? So, okay, again, this is what I get from line of sight. I think we're there. So again, looks like we had a very nice breakout, good formation here, and a nice breakout to the upside. As you can see, so this apex, drawing this out earlier on, would have led me to believe that it would still be a few hours until we would have really got some action on this. I'm going to jump down to 15 because I'm obviously eyeballing the completion of the pattern zone to see where the breakout comes in, looking down at the 15, and so this would have been one of those trades that I'm still yet to execute. So what I'm looking at this point now, seeing this here, if I can get a breakout above this zone, price pull back within good reason to this region, or maybe towards the apex point, apex angle, and I can get a course for entry, I'm involved in that trade. So right now, I'm on the sidelines watching this to see what happens, and if anything promising can draw me into the trade. So we want to see evidence to get involved. We're not just going to get involved for the sake of it. All right. Cleaning up the chart. Okay, great. So formation I see. Again, nice breakout to the upside. So again, I'm drawing these based on the rules of my plan, and I know some people draw these things in differently. Very, very nice, very clean pattern. Right here, we've got a breakout to the upside. Again, this is it appears to be a very, very fast moving market this morning. So that's a bar I would be looking at. That zone there. Just going to quickly measure up and see what it does for me in terms of my risk reward. So we've got about 16 pips, not too bad. So 16 pips would have been a nice opportunity for us. So what I'm doing now is I'm observing this, and if I do get price pulling back to this calls for entry, pulling back to this pattern, and then giving me a breakout to the upside, continuing to move along, I'm involved in that trade. So this is equal to for pipmartin.com. This is daily Apex trading review video. Happy days, happy trading. If you're seeing this video anywhere outside of our site, do like, subscribe, and do share it. Head over to our site if you want a little bit more information about what we do. Happy days, happy trading.